The Statue of Liberty was meant to represent liberty, but many of the workers who built her never experienced it. In France, laborers worked long hours under dangerous conditions, shaping massive copper sheets by hand. Industrial safety laws were weak, injuries were common, and records of workers' deaths were rarely kept. When the statue arrived in America, immigrant laborers, many living in poverty, assembled her. These were the same kinds of people the statue would later welcome, yet they were paid little, worked in unsafe conditions, and left anonymous in history. The monument to freedom was built by people who had very little of it. 2. The statue was almost never finished. By the 1880s, the project was falling apart. France was supposed to pay for the statue. America was supposed to pay for the pedestal. America didn't. Wealthy elites refused to fund it. Newspapers mocked the project. Congress showed no interest. Construction stalled, and the statue sat in crates, abandoned. It was only saved by Joseph Pulitzer, who ran an aggressive fundraising campaign that shamed the rich and targeted the poor. Thousands of working-class Americans, many struggling to survive, donated their last coins. The poor paid for a monument they would never own. 3. A symbol hijacked. Originally, the Statue of Liberty was not meant to welcome immigrants. Frederick Auguste Bartholdi envisioned it as a symbol of Republican ideals and the end of tyranny, not immigration. The famous poem, The New Colossus, was added later, almost as an afterthought. Only years after installation did the statue become linked to Ellis Island and immigration. The meaning we know today was rewritten by history, not intention. 4. The forgotten slavery connection. Few people know the statue was initially conceived with freed slaves in mind after the American Civil War. Early designs included broken chains far more prominently, symbols of emancipation. But as racial tensions grew in the US, those elements were reduced or hidden. The broken chains remain at her feet, out of sight, rarely photographed, and almost never discussed. Freedom was celebrated, but only in a way that made people comfortable. 5. Decay, cover-ups, and silence. The statue began deteriorating far earlier than expected. Poor material choices and rushed construction caused corrosion inside the structure. For decades, officials concealed the damage, fearing public backlash. Major restorations weren't publicly acknowledged until the problems became impossible to hide. Even symbols of freedom are protected by silence. The Statue of Liberty is still powerful, still meaningful, still inspiring. But her story is not clean. She was built on exploited labor, saved by the poor, redefined by propaganda, and stripped of her most radical message. True freedom, it seems, has always come at a cost.